Apurva Joshi, Assistant Professor at LG Institute of Engineering and Technology. Today we are going to study one more topic of beta and gamma functions. So let's begin with the first topic, that is beta functions. So firstly we will define this beta function, that is beta of m comma n is equal to integration 0 to 1 x raised to m minus 1 into 1 minus x raised to n minus 1 dx, where this m and n should be greater than 0. Okay, so this is the definition of beta function and it is denoted as beta of m comma n. Okay, now we will study the trigonometry form of beta function. Okay, so for that what we will do, we will suppose this x as a sine square theta, right? So you will get dx is equals to 2 sine theta into cos theta d theta. Okay, now we will change the limits. So for x is equals to 0, okay, substitute 0 over here, so you will get sine square theta is equals to 0, so theta is equals to 0, and for x is equals to 1, you will get here theta is equals to pi by 2, right? So we will write this integration in the form of theta, so you will get integration 0 to pi by 2 sine theta raised to 2m minus 2 and cos theta raised to 2n minus 2 into 2 sine theta cos theta d theta, right? Now we have to just simplify this, so bring this 2 outside, so here you will get integration 0 to pi by 2. Now sine theta raised to 2m minus 2 into sine theta, okay, so on simplification you will get sine theta raised to 2m minus 1, and from here you will get cos theta raised to 2n minus 1 d theta. Okay, now what we will do, we will replace this theta by x, so you will get beta of m comma n is equals to 2 times integration 0 to pi by 2 sine raised to 2m minus 1x cos raised to 2n minus 1x dx. Okay, so this is your trigonometric form of beta function, right? Now let's discuss one more topic, that is state and prove the relationship between beta and gamma function. Okay, so it is beta of m comma n is equals to gamma m into gamma n upon gamma m plus n. Okay, so we will start with its proof. Take this gamma m into gamma n. Okay, so just apply the formula, so you will get 2 times integration 0 to infinite e raised to minus x square x raised to 2m minus 1 dx. Here we have m, so write down m over here. Okay, now gamma n is equals to what? 2 times integration 0 to infinite e raised to minus y square into y raised to 2m minus 1 dy. Okay, now what we will do? Simplify this, so 2 into 2, 4, integration 0 to infinite, 0 to infinite, e raised to, take minus common, so you will get x square plus y square, and from here x raised to 2m minus 1, y raised to 2n minus 1 dx dy. Okay, now we will convert everything into polar form. Okay, so for that, suppose x is equals to r cos theta and y is equals to r sin theta, right? So you will get x square plus y square is equals to r square. Okay, and we will change the limit. So given in the question that x is equals to 0 to x is equals to infinite, and the limits of y is what? Y is equal to 0 to y is equals to infinite, right? So firstly we will draw this region in xy plane. Okay, now x moves from 0 to infinite. Okay, so from 0 to infinite, and y also from 0 to infinite, so the region of integration is this first quadrant. Okay, now we will convert everything in polar form. So for x is equals to 0, substitute 0 over here, x is equals to r cos theta. Okay, so from this you will get r cos theta is equals to 0. So from this you will get r is equals to 0 and cos theta is equals to 0. So from this you will get the answer of theta as pi by 2. Okay, now for x is equals to infinite, r cos theta is equals to infinite, right? So from this you will get r is equals to infinite, because this cos theta can never be infinite. Okay, now y is equals to 0. So we know this y is equals to r sin theta. Okay, so r sin theta is equals to 0. So from this you will get r is equals to 0 and theta is equals to 0, because sin theta is 0. So you will get theta equals to 0. and for y is equals to infinite, r sin theta is equals to infinite. So from this you will get r is equals to infinite because sin theta can never be infinite. Okay, so now we have this new limit of r, that is r from 0 to r is equals to infinite and theta from 0 to pi by 2. So let's see in the graph. Okay, so r moves from 0 to infinite. Okay, so from 0 to infinite and theta from 0 to pi by 2. Okay, so your region of integration is this portion, right? Now let's evaluate the integration. So gamma m into gamma n is equals to 4 times integration 0 to pi by 2, 0 to infinite e raised to minus r square into r cos theta 2m minus 1, r cos theta raised to 2n minus 1, r dr d theta. Converted everything in this polar form. Okay, now we have to just simplify this e raised to minus r square as it is. Combine all this r. Okay, so you will get here r raised to 2m plus 2n minus 1, and from here you will get cos raised to 2m minus 1 theta, and from here sin raised to 2n minus 1 theta dr d theta. Okay, now we will separate these two in the form of r and in the form of theta. Okay, so this e raised to minus r square into r raised to 2m plus 2n minus 1 dr, and this 2 from 4. Okay, we will write this separately, and 2 times integration 0 to pi by 2, from here cos theta raised to 2m minus 1 and sin theta raised to 2n minus 1 d theta. Okay, now we know this is the formula of gamma m plus n, and this is the formula of beta m comma n, right? Make this beta m comma n as a subject, so you will get gamma m into gamma n upon gamma m plus n. This is our required result. Okay, now let's solve one example. Find beta 2 comma 3. Okay, so we know this formula beta m comma n is equals to gamma m into gamma n upon gamma m plus n. Okay, now here m is 2 and n is 3, so we will get beta of 2 comma 3 is equals to gamma 2 into gamma 3 upon gamma 2 plus 3. Okay, now we will use this formula, that is gamma n plus 1 is equals to n factorial, right? So from this you will get 1 factorial, from gamma 3 you will get 2 factorial, and this is gamma 5, so you will get 4 factorial, right? Simplify this, so you will get the answer of beta 2 comma 3 as 1 upon 12. Okay, now let's solve one more example. Prove that integration 0 to 2 x raised to 4 into 8 minus x cube whole raised to 1 by 3 is equals to 64 upon 3 beta of 5 upon 3 comma 4 upon 3. Okay, so let's begin with the solution. Now here integration is given, that is 0 to 2 x raised to 4 into 8 minus x cube whole raised to 1 upon 3 dx. Now what we will do? We know this formula of beta m comma n, that is integration 0 to 1 x raised to m minus 1, 1 minus x raised to n minus 1 dx. Okay, so for that what we have to do? We have to suppose this x is equals to 2t, right? So you will get dx is equals to 2 dt. Now we are changing the variable, so we will change the limit. So for x is equals to 0, your t will be equals to 0. Okay, and for x is equals to 2, substitute 2 over here, so you will get t is equals to 1, right? Now convert everything in the form of t, so you will get this new limit, that is integration 0 to 1 2t whole raised to 4 into 8 minus 8t cube whole raised to 1 by 3 into 2 dt, right? Now what we'll do, we'll just simplify this, take 8 common from this, so you will get 8 raised to 1 by 3, this 1 minus t cube raised to 1 by 3 2 dt, and this everything as it is. Okay, now we will simplify this further, so you will get integration 0 to 1 2 raised to 6 into t raised to 4 1 minus t cube whole raised to 1 upon 3 dt, right? Now this 2 raised to 6 is equals to 64, so take out of the integration 0 to 1 t raised to 4 into 1 minus t cube whole raised to 1 by 3 dt, right? Now we will suppose this t cube is equals to y, so you will get 3t square dt is equals to dy. Okay, now we will change the limit also. So for t is equals to 0, your y is equals to 0, and for t is equals to 1, substitute over here, so you will get y is equals to 1. Now from this we will write t is equals to y raised to 1 upon 3. Okay, so here what you will get, 64 upon 3, bring this 3 over here and integration 0 to 1. Now in place of t, write down y raised to 1 upon 3. So you will get y raised to 4 upon 3, 1 minus y raised to 1 upon 3 into y raised to minus 2 upon 3 dy. Okay, next what we will do, just simplify this 2y. Okay, so you will get here y raised to 2 upon 3 into 1 minus y raised to 1 upon 3 dy. Okay, now we will write this as 5 by 3 minus 1 and here 4 by 3 minus 1, and we will compare this with the formula of beta m comma n, right? So from this is your m and this is your n. So we will write it as 64 upon 3 beta of 5 by 3 comma 4 by 3. This is what we want to prove. Okay. So I hope you have understood throughout the session. Thank you for watching.